there are always going to be those factors that decide or don't decide, but keep us in the loop and our fingers on the pulse of what really is going on in this society of ours. One of those factors, when we look at this society, then would be the way in which people are treating each other. I don't know. And I guess it all goes by how we are led as well. So given how we are led, not necessarily to get into politics, but led in the sense that how do we get inspired by those leading the charge into transforming our society? That said, 20 after 9, let's get straight into it. Home Affairs Minister Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi says the gaps in SA's migration or immigration policies have created a free-for-all, resulting in the country dishing out services to foreign nationals at no cost. As the ANC heads to its policy conference this weekend, the party is proposing to complete a complete overhaul of the immigration system. It says the existing gaps have overburdened some sectors, including being abused by those wanting citizenship. Speaking at Luthuli House on Monday, Motsoaledi said an ANC National Executive Committee member outlined some of the proposals the party would be putting forward, which include establishing an immigration board that comprises various government departments, civil society, as well as organized labor. The governing party also wants the establishment of special immigration courts. In recent years, the ANC government has come under immense scrutiny from various opposition parties such as Action SA and Patriotic Alliance over its lax immigration policies, which some believe have had an impact on the party's dismal performance during the 2021 local government elections. The country has also seen the emergence of civil society groups such as Operation Tutula and the Tutula movement that have taken matters into their own hands by physically removing foreign nationals living in RDP houses and have stopped them from operating as street vendors. The tensions between South Africans and foreign nationals culminated with the death of Zimbabwean national Elvis Nyati, who was killed by an angry mob in Diepsloot after he was asked to produce his ID. As we continue, here's how Tamia Mpisane, wife of Royal AM Chair Andile Mpisane, was announced as deputy chair of the women's club football, women's football of the club's women's football team, and it sent social media into a frenzy. The businesswoman and reality TV star Sean Mkize, who is her mother-in-law, told the publications and the media that launching Royal AM Ladies FC and announcing Tamia as the deputy chair was a perfect way for them to create a legacy for women by women. The new mom shared this as she said as her newly appointed position, she will set her sights on finding solutions to the lack of recognition of women in sports. The sports industry has always been part of her life, and she grew up with football around her and seems fitting where she is. The most glaring issue for her is that women don't get the same recognition and respect as men in their respective sports. That's something she hopes to tackle. She says, I've always had an interest in health and fitness. I also love fashion and traveling. Hopefully one day I'll have business that marry all her interests. For now, her focus is women's football. It's a delicate balancing act, which she hopes to get the hang of. She says, I'm lucky to have strong women around me who have excelled at being moms and career-driven. I can always pick up the phone and call either of the moms for her advice. Mamkiza said Tamia is from a football family. Her uncle Sfiso Biela, who is the owner of Richards Bay FC, was and is a natural fit to her deputy chair for the team. Mamkiza said she always wanted to put the spotlight on women's football, so this is one of those moves that will definitely put things like that into place in an actionable format. Good for them, and really happy that a transformational outlook is taking place, whereas we are not just talking about transformation for race only, but we are also talking about transformation of an entire sport that may start to see equality promulgate itself to the peaks of what is happening right now. A popular New York City bishop, Lamar Whitehead, has come out to defend himself following comments about his extravagant lifestyle. Taking to Instagram after getting robbed during a live stream church service on Sunday, the 24th of July last week, the bishop argued that he should be allowed to purchase anything he wants, even jewelry that costs millions of dollars. This is after social media has blamed him for flaunting his wealth online and wearing expensive jewelry, which made him a target for thugs. Bishop Whitehead made headlines on Monday this week after footage of him, his wife, and a few other church members getting accosted by three men was shared online. According to the reports, the footage comes from a live sermon that the bishop was streaming for Sunday service. In the clip, the bishop can be seen raising his arms and dropping to the ground as the gun-wielding men who are masked approached him. The clip has received widespread attention as many people resorted to criticizing the pastor who routinely flashes his luxury lifestyle on social media. The bishop has since defended his lifestyle and says that he should be allowed to wear and buy whatever he wants. It's not about me being flashy, said the Rolls-Royce driving man of God who is 44 years old. It's about me purchasing what I want to purchase, my prerogative to purchase what I want to purchase. He also said that it's not his fault that he is so popular and believes that it is both a blessing and a curse. Sometimes when you're known as a bishop, it's a gift and a curse. He said you became the small talk of the town to becoming the man who has to lie down on his face and get robbed of $400,000 worth of jewelry live on a live stream at Gawain. The investigating team working on the brutal murder of Henny Venter from Wildebeestlaagte plot in Northam, Limpopo, who was dismembered, has been commended for its major breakthrough in the case. Henny Venter, 37 years old, was previously reported missing on the 11th of September last year. A team comprising of various SAPS departments made a major breakthrough earlier in July when they discovered a knife, panga, and an axe on the nearby plot, believed to be weapons that were used to commit the murder. The investigation was intensified on the plot and the surrounding areas, which led to the discovery of some remains believed to be that of the deceased. The dismembered remains were found disposed of at different locations next to the plot. Two suspects were then arrested after they were positively linked to the murder. Limpopo police spokesperson Brigadier Mutlafela Mojapilo said the first suspect was arrested in Bloemfontein on the 17th of July and the other was arrested in Northam on Sunday. Mujapilo said preliminary investigations indicated that the suspects were friends with the deceased and he was visiting when they both allegedly killed him. The suspects then dismembered his body and disposed of his body parts in different parts of the plot. The motive for the murder and how the victim was killed will be determined by further investigation. The remains were taken to the forensic department for DNA investigation and to determine conclusive identification, he said. I applaud the investigating team led by Captain Duplessis from Northam Detective Unit for the meticulous investigations which led to the subsequent arrest of the suspects. We hope justice will be served for the victim and everyone affected, Hadebe said. Negligence at the Gauteng hospital has led to more than 1,000 deaths last year due to unintentional harm to patients. These deaths are caused by severe adverse events, which are SAEs. This means healthcare professionals either committed or omitted to act on a patient, said the Democratic Alliance. As a result, 1,957 patients did not die from underlying disease or conditions they were hospitalized for. They're passing instead due to negligence by the hospitals. The shocking figure was revealed by Gauteng MEC Nomathemba Mokheti in a written reply to the questions based on the Gauteng legislature. Now, the MEC admitted to 6,910 cases of severe adverse events have occurred in the province's public hospitals in 2021. Of those, 1,957 led to death. The MEC says that these deaths have led to 28 disciplinary cases. The worst of them is at Kalafong Hospital in Attridgeville, Pretoria. It leads the highest healthcare negligence in 1,015 cases. This compares to this compares to similar size Helen Joseph and Tembisa Hospital, which had 587 and 626 respectively, which are also unacceptably high. The MEC, however, did not specify as to which hospital is the highest. The 4 large academic hospitals in the province also experienced negligence medical practice. This includes Chris Hani Baragwanath Hospital with 854 cases. This is followed by George Mukhari Hospital in Pretoria, Steve Biko Academic Hospital in Pretoria at 330 cases, and Charlotte Maxeke Hospital in Johannesburg at 212 cases. The official announcement of August petrol prices is expected to come next week, with the rand to oil price interactions also having a bearing on the final fuel prices in SA. However, current data points towards this price reduction over 1 rand per litre. Now, while the predicted decrease is about 1 rand 89, the fuel tax holiday is set to fall away in August, reducing the predicted decrease to about 1 rand 14 cents. Reports that lower prices in oil have been pushing up the average over recovery by more than 10 cents per litre. This means that the price decrease closer to 1 rand 40. This could possibly, if all stays on the same by Friday. In terms of diesel, decreases are also expected for 50 ppm, a decrease of 1 Rand 52 is what has been predicted, but when the fuel tax holiday falls away, this will drop to about 77 cents. But if oil prices stay the way they are, the decrease could go from 77 cents to about 1 rand. So let's hope for the best and keep crossing our fingers and monitoring the situation, because we really need some kind of relief as this all just happens the way it does, in such a way that sometimes we feel it's out of our hands totally. A powerful 7.1 magnitude earthquake struck the Philippine island of Luzon on Wednesday. The U.S. Geological Service said badly damaged a hospital and buildings in the northern province and sending strong tremors throughout the capital, Manila. A hospital in Abra province was evacuated after the building partially collapsed following the quake, but there were no casualties, reports said officials. We are still experiencing aftershocks. We have received reports of damaged houses, but so far no casualties. We don't have power supply because that's automatically cut off due to danger. The Public Information Office of Abra province posted photographs on its Facebook page showing buildings badly damaged with walls and huge cracks and crumbling. The earthquake lasted 30 seconds or more, and they thought their houses were going to fall down at some point. Now we are trying to reach people. Right now there are aftershocks, so we are outside the home. The Senate building in the capital was also evacuated, the media reported. Social media have been a lengthy debate about the lack of decorum at Fourways Farmers Market in Modderfontein, Gauteng. Following a video of a young woman dancing up a storm at the establishment, tweets were up in arms about the Amapiano and groove culture penetrating family-orientated and serene setups. However, others do not see anything wrong with a group of people having their own mini groove at the market. And this includes owners Greg Straw, who told a radio station that the area sections for various activities. Several tweets have been expressing their concerns over the market was turned into a party scene on the Sunday. According to tweets who frequent the place, they love it to being peaceful setting on a Sunday, with some saying they usually spend their time with family. Now, speaking to one of the radio presenters on one of SA's talk radios, Straw said that everyone is welcome at Fourways Farmers Market. In the beginning, the idea was in the morning, it was my dad, mommy, and grandparents. In the afternoon, the younger crew would come and party. But COVID-19 hurt us a lot. In addition, Straw explained that runners, cyclists, and who visit for breakfast are catered for in the morning. In the afternoon, they cater for families. In the late afternoon, it comes to the party goers. Stop being mad, guys. Let people be. Recently appointed SAFA President Danny Jordan said it was crucial for the sporting fraternity to find a resolution to deal with gender pay gaps. Jordan noted the inequality as a societal creation that had to be tackled head-on. He spoke during the arrival of the Women's African Cup of Nations champions Banyana Banyana at OR Tambo International yesterday. The squad came out victorious against Morocco during the WAFCON final and on Saturday, and playing 6 finals previously. Jordan acknowledged the salary inequality between Bafana Bafana, the men's national squad, and Banyana Banyana. He said there are issues that we do have to address. I spoke with Minister Natim Tetwa and he said he will meet the government as soon as possible because this is not FIFA's problem. It's not FIFA's creation, it's not CAF's creation, it's not SAFA's creation. Anyone who says this is misleading, it is a societal creation and therefore we must work together to address this disparity between men and women in sports. On the African continent, Sierra Leone became the first African country to pay men and women the same after the agreement with the government and the Sierra Leone Football Association. Proud Banyana Banyana coach Desiree Ellis thanked sponsors and as the reigning champions. Finally, and further afield in our African continent, the death toll following the protests of the Eastern DRC this Tuesday rose to 15 people. According to a UN spokesperson and the Congolese government, 3 members of the MONUSCO mission at least 12 protesters were killed in 2 cities in northern Kivu province. Since Monday, demonstrators have been gathering in various cities in eastern DRC saying they want the UN's mission region to end and peacekeepers to leave, claiming they haven't been able to counter the armed groups. The situation in Butembo, the region's 3rd city, was chaotic all Tuesday afternoon and activities were paralyzed. In the morning, hundreds of protesters had surrounded UN's logistical base in Goma and attacked the mission's transit camp outside the city. And according to journalists on the ground, Congolese security forces struggled to contain the crowd. A UN spokesperson said the situation was still tense and a backup would be sent. Bringing us to the conclusion of our moments in current affairs, it is